Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. This is the Kenyan Creative. Welcome to another episode of showing you how to optimize your social media accounts through design and management. Now today we are going to be comparing DeepSeek and Chat GPT. These are two AI models that have become quite popular in today's day and age. DeepSeek in particular became quite popular this week after it was released into the market, and guess what? DeepSeek has sent quite some very serious shockwaves, especially in the US tech market, because these guys have claimed that they made this model in a shorter span of time and using less resources, apparently less than $6 million to create this AI model. Right, so DeepSeek was actually created in China, and if you actually Google DeepSeek, let's Google and see. So I'm gonna Google Deep and then Seek, click on Google search, and you can see here it's saying that DeepSeek is a Chinese artificial intelligence company that develops open source large language models. It is based here and it is owned and funded by Chinese hedge fund 𝗙𝗡, whose co-founder is 𝗙𝗡𝗕𝗦𝗡. Right, so you can actually see these are the top stories that OpenAI says Chinese rivals using its work for the AI apps. So allegations of theft. Here you can see saying that is sending US some very serious shockwaves, and here you can see here that they are saying that the allegations that is incredibly dangerous for free speech. And then here says that China's DeepSeek faces questions over claims after shaking up global tech. And there have also been allegations of security issues or privacy concerns. Alright, so you can see it's all trending in the news. It's been quite popular this week. So I'm not gonna be taking you through how to set up your account and such things. You can just come and click on here, you can see, and then after that you'll be able to sign in. All right, so let's come over here and go to Chat GPT. So what we're going to do, we're going to be comparing Chat GPT and DeepSeek. So we're going to be doing something in Chat GPT, come over to DeepSeek and see whether it can do the same. All right, so Chat GPT has the ability to do all these things. You can see here you can create an image, summarize text, write a code, help me write, analyze, and much more. So let's start with creating an image. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT to create an image of, let's say, an astronaut. Alright, so you can see it's already giving me ideas, exploring a new planet. So let's click on that and see how ChatGPT is going to respond to it. Alright, so you can see ChatGPT has already loading the image. Within a few seconds and is able to generate this image that you see right here. So let's try the same this prompt, create an image over. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this instruction right here. Control-C is shortcut of copy on PC. Come here to DeepSeek and click on start now. Alright, so there's some few verification right here. I've actually had allegations that DeepSeek has been quite on demand. Sometimes the server is busy, but I'm hoping that today the server is okay. Good, I think the server is okay. So let's come here and put that instruction and see whether DeepSeek will be able to do the same. Alright, so you can see here, this is actually the first difference between ChatGPT and DeepSeek. It's actually telling me here that it cannot actually do this work. You see here it's saying that I can't create or generate images directly, but I can guide you on how to. Right, and gives me options on what I can use, some things like Midjourney, 𝗙𝗓𝗕𝗦𝗏, and also I can use Photoshop and Procreate. I can also use hire an artist from Fiverr or ArtStation or DeviantArt. Alright, so I think that's quite a major difference, that ChatGPT has the capability to create an image, of course based on the fact that 𝗙𝗓𝗕 has been incorporated inside ChatGPT. Alright, So that's difference number one. All right, so let's go to number two and try to do what? To code. So help me. All right, let me say help me write a code for an e-commerce website that allows customers to shop and pay online. Alright, click enter and allow it to give you a response. So you can see ChatGPT is now already creating for me a code that I can use to create this e-commerce website. As you can see here, it's already loading, and this is quite commendable. Alright, so see here is also giving you some additional tips. It's telling you that this setup includes a home page, product page, cart, and checkout. Alright, things like that. Alright, so this is actually a code generator that you can actually use to create this website. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna copy this prompt and go to DeepSeek, paste the same prompt here, click on enter and see how it actually responds. So you can see that it's giving me alright, so you can see it's already generating a code. This is actually quite commendable because it seems it's more detailed compared to ChatGPT. It's telling me here that I can actually, use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js. Alright, so I think this is quite detailed. This is actually quite good. As you can see, it's actually more detailed compared to ChatGPT. You can actually see that it's actually giving me steps that have been broken down into simple steps, and you can actually do this. Alright, also gives you the option to just copy the code. As you can see here, you can also, I think, do the same with ChatGPT. Alright, so you can see here, you can actually, Control A copies the whole code and you can actually incorporate it. Alright, so I think the difference right here is that DeepSeek has given me a much detailed response concerning coding compared to ChatGPT. So I think that's difference number two. Number three, we can try and do what? Alright, so you can also brainstorm something. So maybe come here. Let's do what? Let's make a plan. Alright, make a plan for a weekend in New York. Alright, let me give it something that is more practical. So make a detailed meal timetable for a month broken into 4 weeks for make a detailed healthy, let's add the word healthy here, healthy meal timetable for a month broken for someone living in the USA, alright, someone living in USA for a month, and then let's say make a table. Alright, so let's generate. Alright, so you can see here it's telling me that it's actually giving the response, and after I told it let it be in form of a table, so you can see it's already creating a table, and you can actually see that it's actually compiling the information for, for example, this is week 1, lunch, breakfast and dinner. Week 2, breakfast, lunch and dinner for the whole week, and then it's gonna go to week 3. As you can see, this is quite impressive. This is the beauty of AI. You don't have to really do a lot of research, but always remember, AI does make mistakes, and sometimes AI is not up to date, especially to very current information. Alright, and we're gonna be testing it. So as you can see, it's actually generating for me a meal plan timetable, and this is suited for someone in the US. So maybe for somebody, if you're watching us maybe from the USA, let me know whether this is something that is actually true. Right, so you can see it's actually generated for me a timetable for a whole month, broken down into 4 weeks. So let's copy this prompt and come to DeepSeek. Let's come to DeepSeek and paste the same prompt here. Click on enter and then see how it compares this information. Alright, I think this is also another difference. ChatGPT is quite very fast in terms of its response compared to ChatGPT. No, ChatGPT is actually very fast compared to DeepSeek. DeepSeek seems to take some time, but I think with, as you can see, is actually not that bad, right? So I think for this case, both have been able to, generate a timetable. Of course, it's going to differ on some things, but at least both of them have been able to perform this task, which is quite commendable. All right, so you can actually see the beauty of AI is that it's simplifying things, making things easier for human beings in today's day and age. All right, so I think it's finished to generate. That's quite commendable. So I think because of time, let us go to the last comparison. In this case, I'm gonna ask it to present just to test whether it is up to date. So for example here, I'm gonna ask it, all right, let's go back, let's navigate back like that. So I'm gonna ask it who is the current president, yes, of the United States. All right, so let me see whether it's up to date, because sometimes these models are not up to date to the current date, could be as of. So you can actually see ChatGPT has given me a response. In this case, I'm actually using the latest version. All right, so this is a version something. So it's already giving me a response that is up to date, that as of 30th January 2025, the president is Donald J. Trump. He was inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States on January 20th, 2025. So I'm going to copy this prompt, come over to DeepSeek and see whether DeepSeek is also up to date. All right, click on enter. So you can see DeepSeek actually takes some time to respond, but I think this should not be a cause for alarm, because at the end of the day, it's still gonna respond. It's still gonna respond. You just have to give it time, right? So you see, it's actually taking a bit of time to respond. It's gathering information from the internet so that it can give a response. But I think this has taken quite some time. All right, so it's telling me the server is busy. Please try again later. So okay, let's paste it. Let's paste it and see whether it can actually generate an answer again. All right, so let's see whether it can generate an answer. All right, it's still loading. It's still loading. So it's telling me that the server is busy, which is actually something that is being expected. There was quite some, based on the fact of the hype that it was so many people trying to access DeepSeek, so it's quite, it's expected that maybe it could be true that the server is busy. All right. So I think with that, I think we have already seen some major differences between ChatGPT and DeepSeek. Of important to note is that you can also, you can also attach a file, right? So you can see here, you can also attach a file, and the AI model will analyze it. But in this video, I'll not be able to do that because I've not organized, any file that we can analyze. DeepSeek also has the same capability, you can see here. But in this case, you can only upload a document or an image that is 50, maximum 50 only. All right, and it's saying here that is only text extraction only. All right, so maybe it has limited to certain documents. So I think those are 5 major differences. Difference number 1 is that we have seen here ChatGPT is able to create an image. DeepSeek hasn't been able to create an image. Number 2 is that the code produced by DeepSeek is much detailed compared to ChatGPT. Number 3, we have seen that both are capable to actually, compile information like this and they give you a response. And then number 4 is that DeepSeek is might not be up to date, right, compared to ChatGPT. And on the other hand is that DeepSeek is quite busy right now, of course, maybe because of the too many people who are trying to access DeepSeek currently. All right. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's video. See you in the next video. Remember to subscribe, like, and share our information so that we can reach more people. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us meet in the next video. And remember to use AI responsibly because of privacy concerns. Don't just ask it too many private questions. Always remember there are people who are accessing that data and using it to try and make AI better. So without ladies and gentlemen, see you in the next video.